And since Trinity set a good example, I'm going to play a sonatina too. This one is by Anton Diabelli. Anton Diabelli. He lived approximately the same time as Beethoven. In fact, Beethoven took one of his themes and turned it into a famous piano solo theme and variations. And he's also famous for publishing the works of Schubert. He was a music publisher as well as composer. This is a sonatina in C major, and a sonatina is simply a little sonata. And a sonata is a piece that is played on an instrument. It's sounded on an instrument, a sonata, as opposed to a cantata, which is sung with the human voice. So cantata, sing, sonata, sounded. And it's still, though, sonata includes tunes that would sound like they could be sung often. So there's different ways that the word sonata is used. I'm going to explain two of them. One way that it is commonly used is to describe a piece of music, usually for a solo instrument, sometimes two. And that piece of music has three movements, three sections, usually fast music, slow music, and then fast again. That's one way the word sonata is used. Another way is to describe just the first movement. At least it's often the first movement that uses what is called sonata form. And my little sonatina I'm playing uses sonata form. So let me explain sonata form a little bit so you can follow the musical journey that we're about to take. A sonata form has three sections. There's the exposition, where the musical ideas are first played, we're introduced to them, and often there's two or three main tunes. This particular sonatina has three main tunes in the exposition. And as I play, Priya's going to stick up her finger and go, let you know when the first tune's playing, 2 when the second tune's playing, and 3 when the third one. Okay, so you can follow a little bit. This exposition is going to be repeated, so you get to hear it 2 times. Then we go into the middle part, which is the development section. It takes one or more of the tunes that we've been introduced to and mixes them around and goes into strange keys and changes rhythms or whatever, plays with them. Usually there's some emotional climax that happens there. And by then you're usually in a key that is kind of far away, or at least different than what you started in. You're traveling to foreign lands. But then at the end of the development section you come to the last part, which is called the recapitulation. And then that is basically playing the first part, the exposition again, but it plays it in a way that the tunes leave you in your home key at the end, so you feel like you're coming home. Someone want to repeat all that I just said? So this little sonatina, let's see if I can do this to you again. It starts off with the first tune, which is bold and confident. With leaping and marching so boldly, our journey now begins. And it repeats. That's the first tune. That's the tune that will be used in the development section, by the way, as well. And then we come to a second theme, a gentle song of a second theme. And that's the end of it, just a sweet little tune. Then you get into the sewing part, the part that the stitching between the themes, and there's some fancy scales and chords between each of the main tunes. And finally you come to the third melody, which is and last down deep starts theme number 3, and answering from high a skipping sweet little melody. I can't sing it in the correct octaves, but it has a low part where the right hand comes over, and then it has a high part that answers. So that's the third theme. So Priya's going to stick up her fingers 1, 2, 3 to show you when those 3 happen as they are repeated throughout. Ready? Let's go on a little musical journey.